I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
Alright, here we go. Good evening. How are you guys doing? Yes, it's about time that Mr. Carrington got his stream raiders going. I knew he could do it. I have 3 troops down myself. No brainer. Easy wins. Exciting times. But hello, JDR. I'm excited to hear what average, what his sound alert is. That should be pretty interesting. You know, Aranel, all I saw was I'm sitting down to strip. And I was like, wait, there's more to that. Steak and veggies. But yeah, there you go. And Dark. Hi, Dark. Hello, author. How are you? How are you doing? Good to see you. Mine gutter out. Well, it wasn't even a mine gutter. It was literally what I read. You know? It's literally what I read. What do you want me to do with that? What am I supposed to say? I don't know. It's been a day, guys. Okay? It's been a day. What are you cooking, JDR? What's for dinner, breakfast, and or lunch? Or maybe it's none of those. Maybe it's just because you feel like cooking. People do it. I've done it. Not many times, but I've done it. Chicken and eggs for a chef salad. Man, you must really like that salad, because that's a lot of effort. I've made chicken salads, but they're like... I grill the chicken, which is like a no-brainer. It's easy, right? And then I have bagged lettuce that I put into a bowl, so the salad part's already taken care of. And when the chicken's done, I cut it up into little pieces. I add it to the bowl, and then I add my dressing, and I shake it all around in the bowl so it's nice and mixed up, and then I eat it. But I have a feeling you're going to a whole new level than what I'm going to. It's just my guess. Just my guess. I could be wrong. Oh. So, if you heard that sound, that's because we have a puzzle. And it's a wintry puzzle, because it's cold. It's currently 30 degrees, but what does it feel like? My watch never actually tells me the feel like temperature. So let's check. It feels like 19, which is actually pretty warm compared to most nights. Put on some shades. Yeah, I did that. But I'll keep them on a minute longer, just for you. And Blue Wave. Hello. The everything is fine emote. Yeah, everything's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong. Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. So yeah. Speaking of everything's fine, check out the shirt. I have to say, I'm a fan. I like it. Ooh, we have details on the chef salad. Am I on a toilet? No, I'm sitting on a pile of... Really? Sitting on a pile of books. I seasoned and baked the chicken. Boiled eggs, of course. Chopped up the heart of the romaine and dried it. Now all I have to do is put it in a bowl and eat. Well, that's lovely. And yes, thank you for the hype. I appreciate it. This shirt in a variety of colors now available down below in the store. Along with these fantastic sunglasses. But anyway, that's enough self-promotion. Let's start up Stream Raiders. We're on a brand new map because we've defeated the boss last time we were here. Doesn't matter which direction we go. Let's go top this time. I usually always pick bottom. Let's go top. Ooh, and there's a... Oh, it's only a level 1, but that's okay. Let's see. I'll place an archer, and let's go over here. So, we want to be strategic, okay? We want to be strategic. There you go. Easy peasy. Battle plans are up. And just in case it's not obvious, there. Kapow. Yeah. So, let me get over to Discord real quick and go look at my reading recap. Because that's fun to say. Reading recap. I should probably stop saying that now. Okay. We went through chapter 17, 18, and 19 the last time we were here. We saw Jane enjoying a relaxing day off after getting back to the Jelf Academy. Then, in class, they learned new and fun spells to try on each other. However, one of the spells doesn't quite work out. It doesn't go wrong, but it does have unknown consequences of a tormenting nature with one student. Now, Jane isn't at fault. It's not her fault that it happened. You know, that the torment happened. But the teacher, who dislikes Jane tremendously for unknown reasons up to this point, still thinks it's her and he points the finger at her in a very, like, without saying her name but saying everything else kind of way. It was a tragedy. And then at lunch one day, they see flyers come around for a Valentine's Day dance. Now, Thomas, y'all remember Thomas, he starts to goat Jane by insisting to take her because she is obviously jealous of Betty Ann, and he figures he would do her the favor of taking her to the dance. Now, Jane's obviously learned a few things, and she's a little bit more battle-hardened this time around. And she dishes him some of his own medicine to a degree. She does an excellent job of getting him away from her in such a way that all the other students around start to snicker and laugh at Thomas because of what she is saying. And it's not like she's saying things that are untrue and spiteful and mean. She's just saying the truth, but in a really funny way. It leaves him speechless, and like I said, everybody else starts laughing. And so the question now is, will that come back to, bite Jane in the butt? I don't know. And the teacher, Mr. Withermeyer, will he ever leave Jane alone and get off her back? Or better yet, will we learn the mystery of what the heck is going on? So, we don't know yet, but we'll find out. Hopefully. Let's see. What did Aaron say? I'll have to stop showing off in Lord C's Stream Raiders with high-level troops. How high? What level are your troops? I mean, if you're placing in mine, I could go look, but let's see. Level 1, Aaron L. Stop it. Just stop it. You're gonna win the whole thing by yourself. Alright. And in the meantime, while I'm reading, because that's about to start, please join us in this puzzle if you haven't done so already. No matter who you are, it's going to be a fantastic puzzle. Just to show you what the finished product is going to look like. There it is. Look at that. Wintry, wondrous. That's my house right there on the left. I'm just kidding. That's not my house. I have no idea where that is or what it is. We'll find out after you finish the puzzle, but you have to do it in order to finish it. So get in the puzzle. Enjoy some Stream Raiders. And let's settle in for a fun night of reading. And Jenna, quick question for you, ma'am. Have you joined the Discord yet? I'm going to take these off now. I'm about to blind myself. Crikey, that's bright. Jenna, are you there? Or maybe you're typing on you might be delayed if you're typing on a mobile device. So, there's a good 30-second delay usually on mobile. It's really annoying. I wish Twitch would do something about that. Drives me absolutely nuts. Look how much we've read. This is 240 pages right here. We've only got 60-ish left. 65, I think. Crikey. But yes, Dark Angel, Jenna, author, are you still here? I have a question for you. almost done, I know. Feels kind of weird. But we have many more books to go. 1, 2, 3, 4 more books to get through. Yes, still here. Okay, good. Jenna, have you joined my Discord yet? The reason I ask is because if you are up for it, I usually try and schedule to have a quick, 15-20 minute chat at most with the author once I'm done with the book. And we use Discord to do that because of the voice connection, and it comes through the Twitch stream just fine. Everyone can hear it. So, if you are in Discord, great. If you are not, I would love it if you're up to doing the quick interview conversation, the chat, whatever you want to call it. If you're up for it, I would love it if you could join the Discord for that purpose. You can certainly leave afterwards if you want to, but I would love to do that. I have a Discord account. Perfect. So in chat, if you just type !Discord, you will get the link to mine, and then you can join, and then I'll be able to find you, and we'll be able to have a conversation at the end. So, alright. That's enough jibber jabber from me. Let's get into this book, shall we? We're on chapter 20, and tonight's chapter is called Cold Work and Warm Hearts. What day would we potentially do that? Well, it's either going to be a Sunday or a Thursday. It won't be this Sunday, because I doubt we'll be finished by then, and this Sunday is my birthday stream, just so everyone knows. We'll still be reading on Sunday, but more than likely we'll be doing it on Thursday, so this time next week. My goal is to try and finish the book by then, like do the last few pages, the last part, and then have you come on and we'll talk. So yeah, so it won't be on Sunday, because Sunday is reading and then birthday stream. Or that's part of the birthday stream. And then we'll do our thing on Thursday, more than likely. So that's how I'm gonna try and plan it out, at least. Okay. Cold Work and Warm Hearts. The next few weeks flew by since I was very busy with classes. At the academy, preparations were being made for the Valentine's Day dance. While at home, Marie was making me sew embellishments on the new dress Emily was going to wear to a party at the Doyle Mansion. I usually work Thursday nights before your reading. That's okay. The reading will happen towards the end of the stream, so you'll be fine. As I pricked my fingers over and over again, Emily sat watching, laughing, and instructing me on how she wanted the dress to look. Several times, she had me redo the same seam of black lace on the purple fabric because she had suddenly changed her mind. My fingers hurt so much, but Emily seemed to revel in my small torture, bragging about being invited to such an extravagant party, and how wonderful Drake Doyle's mansion was. She couldn't wait to be married to him, so she could live in such opulence. I tried to not roll my eyes. The place is absolutely beautiful. Drake and I will be married there in a little over a year now, she gushed. I paused in my stitching. I was unaware that the wedding would take place at the Doyle Mansion. I had always thought that it would take place here. Unfortunately, you are invited, but only because I need help with preparations for the ceremony. After that, you will serve the guests as you did for Christmas. I don't doubt that we will also need the help with that silly horse boy again. There's so much that needs to be done, but I'm not worried about it. It's a shame Mother sent you off to that school. You're going to be making all the decorations and favors, so I guess you'll just have to work extra hard when you come home. I don't understand why Mother is wasting time on educating you. Ikakoro, what's up? Thank you so much. Did I not hear that raid? That was super quiet. Thank you so much for coming in. I gotta check on that. That was super low. Oh yeah, it is low. I gotta turn that up a bit. Jeepers. Thank you so much for stopping by. Or as I like to try and do now. Welcome Raiders! There you go. A little bit of echo effect. What were you getting up to in just chatting? Were you doing anything in particular, or were you just literally working away and doing your thing like usual, listening to some chill vibes? Your music's usually pretty spot on, so. I'll keep reading and then wait. What, reading again? I'm so confused. I'm so lost right now. Okay. Is Twitch broken or something? Ikakoro, did you just get here? Like, literally just now? Because it showed us that you had already raided. And then you raided again. I am so confused. Either way, hi, welcome. Twitch was bugging. Okay. I was asking before, which you probably didn't hear, what were you getting up to? It just said you were just chatting, but were you doing your work thing and, you know, having some cool music in the background like usual? Or, were you doing something else? I was just curious. Just curious. Thank you for coming by. If you like to have calm vibes and actually a very gentle soul, to be honest with you, Ikakoro's your guy. Yep, he often streams while he's working, just because it's a nice place to just chill and hang out. Before things got really busy for me at work, I would often have his music going in my ears while I was doing stuff. And as of late, I haven't had the chance to do that, but it's a very relaxing place to be, so. Well, we both have the same kind of goal, I think, with the chill. We both like the chill, so thank you, sir. And you just caught us as we're starting a chapter, so I will get back to it. I really couldn't wait until this wedding was over. Marie and Emily were going to work me until I died just to get everything done. I imagined myself repeating the same tasks over and over until they were up to their standards. After several hours, Emily was finally satisfied with the dress, and I was dismissed. Marie sent me out in the snowy cold to clean off the long drive and paths around the house, so no one would slip on the ice. I put on my mother's coat, once again grateful for its warmth, and headed out into the cold with a shovel. The icy air hit me in the face, causing me to shudder. Though the coat kept my body warm, my hands and face were unprotected. I know how that feels. At least my hair hung over my ears. I started at the top of the driveway, my breath creating warm puffs of vapor as I worked quickly to escape the cold. Being out in the open, I knew it would be impossible to use the quick complete charm. Within minutes, my hands felt frozen, and I was nowhere near being done. Maybe I would freeze to death, and Marie would be finally rid of me. I thought about being warm and how good it felt to sit in front of a fire. And suddenly, my hands started to tingle, causing me to drop the shovel in surprise. I held my hands out in front of me, but didn't notice a difference. After the tingling feeling had passed, my hands felt warm, as if I weren't even outside. It took me only a moment to figure out what had happened. I chuckled for not thinking of it sooner. Ever since I started attending the Jelf Academy, I noticed I had an easier time focusing my mind on certain things. I barely took any effort to do minor magic, like levitation. Feeling warmer allowed me to be content with the chore. At least Marie and Emily were not breathing down my neck. If only they knew I wasn't being tortured right now, they would probably give me a different chore. I was about halfway down the driveway when a hand gripped my shoulder. I dropped the shovel and spun around to come face to face with Robert. "I'm sorry if I scared you," he said, grabbing my hands to steady me. "I thought you heard me approaching." And suddenly, Robert dropped my hands and stepped away. He gave me the strangest look and then stared at my hands. "Your hands are surprisingly warm," he said questioningly. "You've been out here for quite a while. How is it that your hands are not frozen?" I wrung my hands as I tried to think of an answer. Oh, why did he have to grab my hands? I guess I've been working so hard that I'm sweating," I replied. Robert gave me a sideways glance, and then he smiled at me. "Anyway, I'm glad to see you. It has been a while since I've seen your smiling face." I shook my head as I picked up the shovel. "Yes, Marie and Emily have been keeping me busy with Emily's chores. Today I was sewing lace on Emily's pretty dress," I replied. "I guess you're getting some extra training to be Emily's personal maid," Robert said with a smirk. "I don't need to train. I've been doing this my whole life," I stated with a small smile on my face, trying to make light of the situation. When Robert realized that, he chuckled. "Oh, I forgot I was speaking to a veteran. Yes, I was stripped of my childhood at 5 years old and thrown into a life of servitude." Robert frowned and glanced down the driveway. "Which pathways have they asked you to clear?" he asked, changing the subject. I have the rest of this driveway and paths around the house in case we receive guests," I explained. "Let me get a shovel from the barn, and then I'll help. I can't allow you to be out here in this weather for much longer," he said, turning toward the barn before I could protest. He had so many other chores to do pertaining to the horses, and this was my job. I wasn't sure if Marie would be mad if he helped, and I didn't want to get Robert in trouble. He came back with the shovel, bounding across the snow with a smile on his face. I couldn't help but smile back at him. Robert had a way of erasing the gloom. He dove right into the task, and I had to hurry to keep up with him. Within half the time, we had completed the driveway and were heading toward the garden paths. I noticed Robert's hands were red, and my heart hurt at the sight. I wished there was a way to warm his hands without him knowing. Why does she want you to clean off the backyard garden paths anyway? Who comes back here? Robert asked. Sometimes Emily and Preston walk these to get fresh air. Occasionally it's part of their morning routine. I replied with a roll of my eyes. I swear, Marie sits in her room and comes up with the most painful chores for me to do. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just leave? Robert asked. His face was red, and I couldn't tell if it was because of the cold. I couldn't leave. I have nowhere to go. At least you have the potential to find your family, I replied. If I ever have the nerve or the resources to leave, I'm taking you with me. Robert stated so passionately that I had to look up from my shoveling. He looked down and wouldn't meet my eyes. You're the closest thing I have to a friend. I just wouldn't leave you if I found a way out, he finally said after a while. Thanks, Robert. I really appreciate it. We continued to shovel sections of the garden path. I was grateful to have Robert's help, but I felt bad about him being out in the cold. As we got to the farthest part of the garden, closest to the woods, I noticed something strange on the path ahead. When I drew near, I saw bright red blotches in the snow. Hold on, just gotta get rid of that. Okay. What's that? Robert asked. I don't know, but it looks like blood. Look, Robert pointed. There's a trail heading toward the woods. He walked toward it, and I followed. I enjoyed my time here. The music made it extra comfy. Gotta attend my night classes now. Burning candles at both ends. You take care of yourself, Koro. Stay safe, stay warm, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. There was a larger amount of blood splatter as we came closer to the woods. If an animal was wounded, it was probably close to death considering the amount of blood. We entered the woods, and I stopped short as soon as I saw the deer carcass. It had been so mutilated that I almost retched. The body was chopped and thrown about savagely, but it didn't look like another animal had done this. Then, I saw the boot prints in the snow. Obviously, the deer hadn't been hunted for food. My guess is a certain someone that lives in a house that's a sibling of Emily. Just throwing that out there. What the hell? Robert exclaimed as he covered his mouth. Why would someone do this? I shook my head in horror. Robert crouched down to examine the animal. I watched as he took his shovel and moved the deer's body around to get a better look. The body had been sliced from throat to stomach, and all the internal organs had been thrown about. I looked away disgusted, very disturbed as to why someone would dismember an animal this way. Why wasn't killing it enough? Why kill the animal if it wasn't going to be used for meat? The only organ that's missing is the heart, Robert said as he stood up. I shivered, but not because of the cold. Let's continue shoveling the sidewalk. I can't bear to be here anymore. I dragged my shovel back out of the woods and continued to clear off the pathway. Whoever had mutilated the deer was a sick person. Who would have done that so close to the manor? I shuddered at the thought. Robert joined me to finish the work, but he didn't say anything. I just wanted to finish so I could get inside to distance myself from what I had seen in the woods. Once we finished with the garden paths, I followed Robert back to the barn to put the shovels away. He kept glancing over at me as if he were worried. Outside the barn, Robert took my shovel. I'll hang them both up inside. He paused for a moment. I'm sorry that you had to see that. No lady should have to see something so gruesome. It's not your fault, Robert. I'm fine. Really. I said, even as he raised his eyebrows. I really am. Just disturbed. Would you like to come inside? He asked, stepping back from the doorway. I would like to, but I should get back to the main house. I know Marie will have something for me to do, I replied. Robert nodded his head in understanding, and I turned to head back up to the house. I hadn't realized how late it had gotten. As I entered the house, I was instantly rushed to the kitchen to help prepare dinner. Ellen was busy seasoning a whole chicken when she commanded me to chop potatoes, boil them, and finally mash them. Mashed potatoes. I got to work immediately, and it took my mind off of the horror I had seen. When the food was ready, I took it out to the table for Marie, Emily, and Preston. Preston gave me a devilish grin, which probably meant he planned on breaking something or causing some kind of disturbance. I sighed to myself as I laid out the meal, and then I retreated to the kitchen to eat my own. Alright, and before we move on to the next page, let's do our Stream Raiders battle. It's just me and Aaron against the world. Oh boy. Let's curse you guys. Good luck to the two of us. We can do this. Pew pew. So far, so good. Making waves. Archers are doing their job. Well, everybody's doing their job, really. Here comes the big fella. He is... Uh-oh. 3 units. He is a big dude. We are not going to win this one, folks. Oof, he hit for 104 at once. Crikey. Well. Oh, this is gonna be... Your saint is keeping me alive right now. This could help us win here if we can get enough of these. Looks like it takes 3 hits, maybe 4. Oh, come on. Come on. One more hit. Aranel, if you hadn't put that saint down, we would have been toast. Guess who gets the reward? You do. 3 warrior scrolls. You earned those. Good job. Crikey. That was nuts. Absolutely bonkers. Alright, wow, there's a lot going on here. We're gonna need more than 6 units this time, folks. Get your troops in. Get them in. Let's see. What do we need here? Kinda hard to tell. I mean, I know we're gonna need range units. That is obvious. But can we use anything else? Yep, we're just gonna need a bunch of range. Tons of range. All the range you got. And then healers. And any other support units that you can offer. Okay. There we go. It's a free-to-play game. Just click the link and you'll be on your way. No one wants to do the puzzle tonight. And that's okay. We just... Yeah, it's just me in there. No one else wants to do it. That's okay. We don't have to do it. I'll just keep it in the background. But what I'll do instead is I'll make the... let's make this bigger. Too big. There we go. Let's do that. And we'll make me smaller. I don't need to be that big. Y'all know what I look like. There we go. How's that? That work? Okay. Back to the book. Actually, I need a drink. So many things. So many things. I didn't make tea tonight because my throat feels pretty good. Okay. Alright, so she gave them their food. She sighed as she did it. And then she went into the kitchen to eat her own. I became surprised when I was not interrupted immediately. And I started to think that maybe Preston had been trying to trick me into thinking that he was up to something. This thought occurred too soon because all of a sudden I heard a loud crash coming from the dining room. I put down my fork and headed for the mop and broom. When I entered the dining room, Preston's chicken bones had been casually thrown on the floor beside his chair, and I couldn't tell what had made the crashing sound. Then I saw the wet wall across the room. Preston had thrown his glass, and it had smashed on the wall. Okay, pause. If this was my child doing that kind of thing, problems, issues, and my mother wouldn't even let it get that far, okay? Like, not a chance. So, wow, she is one mother, let me tell you. Alright, anyway. My water was too warm. Why didn't you put enough ice in it? It wasn't cold enough. Preston yelled at me. I chose to ignore him and swept up the broken glass on the other side of the table. I looked up at Marie, wondering why she didn't scold him. After all, it was her glassware he was breaking. Trying not to shake my head, I cleaned the broken glass off the floor and wiped the wall clean. After disposing of the broken glass, I came back out to sweep up Preston's chicken bones. It was hard to fathom why he had thrown them on the floor, as if he were a wild animal. This was definitely not how a 13-year-old boy should behave. Not only that, throwing chicken bones on the floor was not good etiquette at all. Ironically, Marie was always yelling at me about being proper. She was always worried about me being an embarrassment, but her son was doing the most inappropriate things I had ever seen. Mom, Jane should be punished for not putting enough ice in my water. She's so stupid, Preston whined. At this statement, a smile broke out on Emily's face. Jane, Preston likes a lot of ice in his water. Do you understand? Marie turned toward me as I scraped the last of the chicken bones into the dustpan. I knew she wasn't going to see the immaturity of her son. He's certainly not going to get a wife this way either. Jeepers. Yes, ma'am, I understand, I replied. I was used to humoring them by now. Robert was right. I was a veteran. Good. Now don't forget it, Jane. Even though I know how often you forget the most obvious things, Marie commented. This comment was rewarded by Emily and Preston's snickers. Not the Snickers you eat, but the Snicker. Okay. You understand. Okay. Good talk. I tore into the kitchen feeling angry. Preston never complained about his water before and had never stressed how much ice he wanted. He was only being difficult to get on my nerves and make Marie punish me. Marie always leapt on an opportunity to punish, scold, or tell me how stupid I was. For me, it was a lose-lose situation. I didn't hear any other smashing sounds coming from the dining room, so I assumed nothing was amiss. The next time I entered the dining room, everyone was gone. Preston had thrown more chicken bones on the floor, which he must have found amusing. As I washed the dishes, I daydreamed. What would my life be like if I never had to come back here? Maybe if Robert and I ever got the nerve to leave, I would go with him. I didn't know what he would do without money, but it had to be better than here. I knew I could never give up attending the Jelf Academy, though. My life in the Pixie world was too important. If I did get expelled from the Jelf Academy, perhaps it would be easier to leave. I sighed deeply at the thought of freedom, but then I pushed it from my mind. I wasn't free at the moment, and there was still much I had to do before I could go to bed. Taking a bucket, I filled it with water and began mopping the dining room floor. I knew the chicken bones would leave the floor sticky, and I didn't want Marie to complain about it. Since it was late, I chanced a pinch of the quick complete charm. I was so relieved that some of my chores could be completed with a charm, but it didn't stop me from being exhausted by the end of the night. My small mattress in the attic never looked so good. I climbed the stairs, trying to be as quiet as possible. When I had reached the door of the attic without anyone stopping me or yelling at me, I let out a sigh of relief. It would be typical of Marie to walk out of the darkness and demand that I return downstairs. It was cold in the attic, but I imagined warmth to make it manageable. I wished I would have known I could warm myself a long time ago. I wondered what it was like for my mother to have grown up in the Pixie world. Would it have seemed wonderful to her, or did she take it for granted? What had my grandparents been like? They must have disagreed with her marriage, or else she wouldn't have left the pixie world completely. There were so many things I wanted to know about my mother. I wished I could ask her everything about her life. Most importantly, how did she end up meeting my father and falling in love with him? I crawled onto the mattress, imagining how my parents met for the first time, and I wondered if it was love at first sight for both of them. Did love at first sight even exist? My father must have meant so much to her. She left the pixie world behind because she simply could not live without him. Reaching for the small blanket, I pulled it over my body. I froze when my hand collided with something cold and slimy beneath the blanket. Leaping from my bed, I ripped the blanket away from me. A shrill scream of terror rose in my throat as I stared at the bed. Laying in the middle of my bed was the heart of the deer. Yep. I saw that coming as soon as she touched something weird. And I called it. I knew it was him. Who else would go weirdly stalking after an animal just to kill it? You know, they say that the first signs of someone turning into some kind of murderous serial killer is the killing of animals, like household pets to start with, and then they work their way up until eventually it's people time. So yeah, that's fun. Sounds like Preston's gotten a head start at only age 13. Axion. Hello, sir. How are you? How's your wife? How are things? Hello and good morning. Good morning to you. It's evening here. It's almost 8 p.m. Everything is fine? Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad to hear it. Yeah, morning, evening, whatever. Happy time zone. How am I? I'm doing okay. So good news. So I have an appointment with my urologist on Monday. And then my kidney stone surgery has been moved up. It's no longer March 9th, it's now February 17th. Which actually gives me a good segue to talk. So, before we get into chapter 21, so once we finish this book, we'll be just into February. And because my kidney stone surgery is on the 17th in the middle of February, I don't want to start the next book, which is right here, until I'm recovered from surgery, because otherwise it's going to go something like this. I'll read the first 20, 30 pages, whatever, and then I'll be out for a week and a half. And we'll have completely forgotten everything we just read. So, and I've talked to the author about this, and she is completely on board. So, I want to wait until I am recovered. And what we'll do in the meantime, so once we finish this, before I have surgery, we'll just game. We'll do gaming streams. And we'll have fun. We'll just do stuff like that. So, there you go. That's the plan. At least for now. If something changes, I will let you know. But that's the goal, right? That's the goal for now. What kind of games? We'll probably do ATS, the truck simulator, because my steering wheel and pedals arrive on Saturday. I'm hoping to use them on Sunday when we do the birthday stream. Axion, I don't know what time it'll be for you on Sunday when I stream, but it is my birthday stream. So please come back, hang out on Sunday if you want. We can have some fun, do all the things. Unfortunately, I don't have the Jackbox party games because that would have been totally awesome, but I don't have them. And I'm bummed, because I enjoy playing those with other streamers. So, how much is that game? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them, and I've never actually taken the time to research them. So, anyway, I've got other multiplayer games like Borderlands 2, ATS, in convoy mode, can have up to 8 drivers, and there's other things, so. And we'll still be reading on Sunday too, so. All the things. Alright. With reading in mind, let us continue. Let us continue. And don't forget to place your units. Are we friends on Steam? I don't know. I don't have it open. Hold on. Bear with me a moment. I should make a command for my friend code. Alright. This is... yeah, I don't have a command yet, but I should make one. That's my friend code on Steam. Anyone that wants to add me, go for it. Have at it. Okay. Chapter 21 is called A Horrible Prediction. Horrible. Alright, let's see what happens. Because it doesn't sound good. Added. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Okay. Sorry, I just got an alert on my phone that I had to deal with. Alright. A Horrible Prediction, Chapter 20. The pink dress sparkled in reflected light as Lena twirled around in a circle. I was grateful to be back at the Jelf Academy and in Lena's bedroom. She had put on her Valentine's Day dress to show Josephina and me what it looked like. She looked absolutely beautiful. What do you think? Lena asked as she spun around again. You look very beautiful, Rosie, Lena's roommate, replied. She flipped her chestnut hair to the other side of her neck as she lounged on her bed. I had liked Rosie immediately. She had a heart-shaped face with pale skin and freckles on her nose. She had a slight Irish accent because she moved to America from Ireland 5 years ago. Rosie was also in her 3rd year and had met Lena when she began at the academy. The Jackbox Party Pack 3, or the Jackbox Party Pack 3 is the best one. Okay. She had a great sense of humor. She had a great sense of humor, and that was what kept me from focusing entirely on last weekend. I was still terrified from finding the deer heart in my bed, and I shivered as I remembered touching it. As I watched Lena spin in a circle, I tried not to think about who had placed the heart in my bed. I had a sneaking suspicion that Preston was guilty, since he had given me the tortured rat for Christmas. It bothered me greatly that anyone would do that to a harmless animal. Juan's gonna love it, Josephina gushed, breaking my thoughts. I was grateful to be pulled back to the present. I needed to forget what I'd experienced. Do you truly think so? Lena asked excitedly. I'm embarrassed to admit, but I think I'm in love with Juan. Lena stammered, turning very red. If you take a break, please... What? If you take a break, please, up on Steam. Huh? What are you talking about, Willis? If you take a break, add up on Steam? What? Put all that into a sentence for me. I'm confused. Oh, I will. Yes, I will. I will accept the friend request, I promise. Got it. Okay, here we go. Josephina started jumping up and down as she embraced Lena. I knew it, she said exuberantly. I hope it's not obvious, Lena said, covering her face with her hand. Not to him, Josephina replied, trying to make Lena feel better. Juan hasn't a clue of your true feelings. Maybe you should tell him, Rosie suggested. He takes you to every dance and spends so much time with you. He must feel something for you. Lena paced the floor. I would be too nervous to tell him, she wailed. Besides, if he has any feelings for me, he should be the one to show them. It would be improper of me to pursue him. Don't worry, Lena. You look so beautiful in that dress. My brother would be a fool not to have feelings for you, Josephina said with a small wink. I got the impression that she knew something we didn't. Lena smiled. I'm glad everyone but me is so confident. Thank you for the compliments on my dress. I hope it looks okay on me. Oh, you look wonderful. We would never lie to you, Rosie replied. Lena excused herself to the bathroom to change. That dress is so pretty on her. She's so lucky to be going to the dance. I'm glad she fancies Juan. I know they're perfect for each other. Josephina gushed. Rosie chuckled. You act like they will be engaged soon. Josephina gave a small, knowing smile. But before she could say anything, Lena came out of the bathroom. It's Valentine's Day dance, so maybe I will hint at my feelings, Lena said, determinedly. Promise to tell me all about the dance, Josephina said. Lena promised, and since it was getting late, Josephina and I left Lena's room and headed to our own. You were unnaturally quiet tonight, Josephina remarked as we walked down the hallway. I mentally cringed that she was so observant. I hadn't told her what was bothering me. I didn't have much to say, I shrugged. Jane, something is wrong. I can always tell when you're upset. Something's on your mind. I'm very intuitive. You can always tell me your problems. You're my best friend. I'll always be here for you, Josephina said, gently. I proceeded to tell Josephina what had happened on the weekend, and the horrific details about the deer. She was very sympathetic, but I knew she was worried. I explained why I thought Preston had done it by reminding her about the rat he had killed on New Year's Eve. Josephina gagged and rubbed her arms to shake off the chill my story had given her. That's not normal, Jane. It's very disturbing that a 13-year-old boy would do such things. I know. And Preston's never acted normal. I try not to pay attention to him since I can't stand his behavior, I replied. I can't even imagine what it would be like to live with Marie, Emily, and Preston. I wish you didn't have to live with some nightmares, or with those nightmares. Let's not talk about it anymore. When I come to the Jelf Academy, I like to forget about my stepfamily as much as I can. Anyway, it's great that Lena and Juan are going to the dance. I hope they have a better time than they did at the Harvest Festival, I said. I think they're the perfect couple, Josephina replied. Josephina, they aren't even courting. Oh, I think they will be soon, she replied cryptically. How can you be so sure? I questioned her. I've been practicing predicting the future techniques and have been trying them out on my family. Last week, I predicted that Miguel would choose the chicken salad for lunch, and he did. Since you and Miguel have a mental connection, are you sure it's a true prediction? I asked, giggling. Well, maybe not, but that's why I started making bigger predictions on members of my family. I'll be so excited if my predictions come true. Maybe I'll be gifted at predicting the future. That sometimes happens when a pixie gets a certain affinity for different subjects. Miss Crescent has it for Miss Crescent has it for divination, Josephina said. Good. Then you can tell me when Preston is going to defile my bed, I said in a joking way. The days went by quickly at the Jelf Academy, and I was nervous to return to the manor house. Josephina and I had lots of homework, and I thought the teachers seemed on edge about something. Miss Crescent acted even more dramatically and constantly complained of headaches. Even Dr. Tweedle looked distracted when I saw him in the hallway. I didn't have time to ponder on it, because every night Josephina and I were busy with assignments. Despite all the extra work, nothing could squash the excitement Josephina had for Valentine's Day dance. She was so certain that Juan would realize his feelings for Lena. On Friday, the whole school seemed to buzz with electricity. It was very hard to pay attention in class. While I wasn't going to the dance, I still felt somewhat uplifted by the charged atmosphere. This didn't stop the teachers from giving out assignments, however. Mrs. Rowley gave us a surprise quiz on the properties of astrological gemstones. Afterward, I felt I had done well with the number of assignments we had. Afterwards, I felt I had done well with the number of assignments we had concerning the properties. Miss Crescent was very frazzled when we got to her classroom. She was pacing while she waited for us to take our seats. Josephina and I looked at each other with worry. We had yet to see her this nervous. Good morning, class. Although you should always keep your mind open when divining the future, it's possible your mind can become overrun by all the insights you're receiving. This may cause confusion. hence why I've been experiencing headaches. Something very important is going to occur in the near future. Though, don't worry. There are ways to concentrate and let your mind focus on the important events. Meditation is the best way to center your inner eye. The purpose of this exercise is to clear your mind and decipher the events of information shown to you. You must be willing to dive deeper into your mind to discover the future. I'll need the room to stay completely quiet during this demonstration, so I don't lose my focus. Miss Crescent took deep, even breaths as she sat with her eyes closed. Everyone watched her with rapt attention, waiting for something to happen. Several minutes passed, but Miss Crescent stayed on the pillows, her breath calm and even. Miguel looked down the row at Josephina and me, rolling his eyes. Soon, other students began fidgeting in their seats, but no one dared to speak. Miss Crescent began rocking back and forth on her pillow, when suddenly, her eyes snapped open. She looked frightened. "The terrible news will be announced on the 24th of February," she gasped with a sharp intake of breath. Then, she began shaking and fell backwards, her eyes rolling backward. Everyone in the room looked shocked. Prior to Josephina jumping up and running to Miss Crescent's side, she shook Miss Crescent several times before she cried out, "Find Dr. Tweedle!" Suddenly the room became noisy as students ran to get Dr. Tweedle, while others crowded around Miss Crescent. I remained in shock, frozen in my seat. My birthday was the 24th of February. I regained my senses when Dr. Tweedle swiftly entered the room and began clearing students away from Miss Crescent. He checked her vitals, and then levitated her up onto the gurney Nurse Adelina pushed into the room a few minutes later. Dr. Tweedle then turned to the class. "What happened?" he questioned. "Miss Crescent was showing us how to meditate. She said that her mind was so full of events she couldn't concentrate." Josephina stepped up to explain. "Did she have a vision? What did she say?" Dr. Tweedle asked calmly, but I could tell he was anxious to hear of it. "She didn't say much, Dr. Tweedle," Taylor said in her small voice. "The only thing she said was we would hear some terrible news on February 24th. "Did she give details about the news?" Dr. Tweedle asked frantically. "She didn't get a chance to say. She passed out right after declaring the date," Josephina said. "I must go to the hospital wing to check on Miss Crescent's condition. Class is dismissed. Use this time as a study period," Dr. Tweedle replied, looking stunned as he headed out of the classroom. Some of the students began to collect their books, while others stood motionless. A loud cackle broke the silence in the room, and I turned around to see Betty Ann laughing. Of course, that's always Betty Ann. We'll find out what she says right after this Stream Raiders battle. It's you and me again, Aranel. Take it on the monsters. Let's see. Alright. Good luck. Let's hope your saint can pull off another miracle. And your healer, for that matter. I got the killing ground pretty well marked out. That was lucky. gotta go after those houses or they're gonna keep... Don't split up. Gosh darn it. We don't take out those houses, they're just gonna keep producing troops. Alright, there's one. Oh boy. This is gonna be tough. We might even run out of time. Come on, healer. Chase them. Why are you just standing there? What are you doing? You're gonna die. Healer, move. Our healer. No. 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 Well. It's almost over. Ironel, you did it again. I don't know how, but we managed. Jeepers. That was insane. Vampire scrolls. Wow. Okay, I think we should leave it there. Good job. Well done. You earned that. Very well done. Hi, Blue Wave. Where were you? We needed you.
I would really prefer if you would be quiet.
Phew. Okay. You were driving. Alright, that's legitimate. I can, I'll let you have that. That's a good enough excuse. Okay. Betty Ann was sitting in the back of the room and she just cackled. So let's find out what Betty Ann has to say. I'm sure it's something very helpful. Is this an act? I can't believe she just fainted in the middle of class. This is completely ridiculous, Betty Ann said as she mimicked Miss Crescent fainting. Wait until I tell my parents about this. I can't fathom why Dr. Tweedle even believes half of the predictions she makes. Miss Crescent doesn't know the future. She's a fraud. No one responded to Betty Ann, but Josephina gave her a nasty look as she left the classroom. We gathered our books and exited into the hallway. Can I get a link to the puzzle? Sure, just type !puzzle. And you'll be right in. There we go. Whoa, I did not mean to do that. Stay there. Okay. Puzzle's acting all crazy. There we go. Have at it. I hate to admit this, Miguel whispered as we walked down the hall. But for the first time and only time, I actually have to agree with Betty Ann. Miss Crescent seems like a fraud, and I believe her class is a waste of time. Josephina gave Miguel the same look she gave Betty Ann. Miss Crescent isn't a fraud. Sure, she's a little eccentric, but there's truth to her predictions. Why would she fake what just happened? You just don't understand the art of telling the future. Dr. Tweedle must have faith in her since he hired her. Miguel stifled a laugh, but didn't say anything else. You can laugh all you want, Miguel, Josephina scoffed. I've been practicing the techniques we've been learning in class, and maybe my predictions will come true. Don't be surprised if something terrible does happen on the 24th of February. It's kind of funny that we're reading this book in January and the bad things are happening in February. It makes it more fun because it's like, realistic in a way. Like the timeline is pretty darn close. When Miss Crescent mentioned that date, you lost all color in your face, Miguel said, turning to me. Are you okay? The 24th of February is my birthday. I hope the terrible event has nothing to do with me. Oh, Jane, there's nothing terrible about your birthday. Why haven't you told us? You turn 17 in a few weeks, Josephina responded. My birthday has never been an exciting event. Marie and her children made me feel punished for it. I sighed. Not anymore, Josephina declared. From now on, Miguel and I will make sure your birthday is a special event. You don't have to do that, I protested. Nonsense, Miguel shouted. Your birthday is important to us, and you deserve to feel special. Ignore everything Marie has ever told you. I couldn't stop the smile that spread across my face, and at that moment, I managed to forget the impending disaster. Oh boy. Don't forget the disasters. That is the end of chapter 21, folks. It's hard to believe, but we're at page 256, 257. There's a link to the book. Oh boy. Go check it out on Amazon. It's also at Barnes & Nobles if you want to look there. Alright. We're going to do one more chapter because it's short enough. And that will leave us room to read on Thursday. And then finish the story. Read on Sunday. And then finish the story on Thursday. And then have our author have a chat with us. So I think it'll work out pretty well. So, with that in mind, while iBlueWave works on the puzzle, is anybody else working on the puzzle? I don't know. Either way, keep rocking at that. If anyone wants to help her, exclamation point puzzle. I'm sure she would appreciate the help. Or he. I keep saying she because we're reading a book full of she's, and our author is a she. But I actually don't know if iBlueWave is a he or she, and it doesn't really matter. So, my apologies if I said something out of turn. Was not intentional. Alright. Chapter 22. Never clean enough. Story of Jane's life. Oh good. My boss just shared a document with me to look at. That's fantastic. Jane, come here right away. The shouts of Marie echoed throughout the house. What did she want now? I was trying to do everything as perfectly as I could. I should know by now that pleasing Marie was not possible. I think Jane should have studied predicting the future a little bit more intently. Yes, ma'am, I said softly as I entered Marie's bedroom. Marie was standing in front of her vanity, looking at herself in the mirror. She pulled at the skin around her eyes. I could see crow's feet were where her skin used to be smooth. She glanced at me through the mirror with a look of disgust. Have you cleaned my bathroom yet? She asked with a raised eyebrow. Yes, ma'am. I was in there this morning, I said. It doesn't look like it. There's dirt in between the tiles, and the tub still has a ring. If you can't complete your chores correctly, I'll never let you return to that school. I don't know how I'm benefiting from it, but at least you're someone else's problem for a while. You've been a useless burden around my neck for all these years. Marie looked back at her reflection and dabbed some powder around her eyes. I headed for the bathroom, since she was obviously done with me and would rather pretend that I wasn't there. Switching on the light, I surveyed the room. The tiles looked clean to me. Either Marie claimed there was dirt because she wanted to make me clean again, or she was crazy and honestly believed that the dirt never left the floors. From under the sink, I pulled out a bucket and a rag and proceeded to fill the bucket up with soapy water. I could still hear Marie in the bedroom. I assumed she would stay there until I finished. That meant I had to clean the old-fashioned way. I got on my hands and knees, making sure I paid special attention to the grooves in the tile. After an hour of scrubbing, the joints in my fingers started to hurt, and the palm of my hands were all red. My knees had the pattern of a tile imprinted on them. Slowly, I got to my feet. It felt good to stretch my back after being hunched over for so long. Now, it was time to tackle the spotless tub. I bent over again and took my time scouring the invisible ring. For good measure, I also touched up the faucet. Muscle spasms coursed down my back, and I thought about the Valentine's Day dance taking place this evening. How I wished I could have been invited by a gentleman who cared about me just so I could escape this. As I fantasized, I heard the tap of a shoe on the tile floor. Turning around, I saw Marie glaring at me. When you're done, don't even think about dumping that dirty water into my tub. Take it outside. Tonight, Emily and I are going to Mr. Doyle's house to meet his mother and discuss wedding plans. I don't want a thing out of place. Then she turned on her heel and left me to finish. Good riddance, I thought as I rinsed the soapy water down the drain. Now I wouldn't have someone breathing down my neck. I carried the bucket of water down the stairs and left it by the door while I did a quick cleaning of the rest of the house. When I thought my work might please Marie, I slipped on my coat to take the water outside. The cold February air froze my face as soon as I opened the door. I shivered as I made my way down the walk and dumped the dirty water into the snow at the edge of the path. The sky was full of stars, but the moon was only a small crescent. Looking across the grounds, I noticed a light in the barn. Robert must still be awake. I glanced back at the house, and, with a shrug, I began walking down the slope. Marie and Emily might not be back for a while, and I hadn't seen Robert this weekend. My feet made crunching sounds as I tramped across the hard-packed snow. I pulled my coat firmly around me and stayed huddled that way until I reached the barn. After a few knocks, Robert finally answered the door. He looked surprised to see me. Jane, what are you doing here? Come in, quickly. It's freezing out there. I just came for a visit. Marie and Emily have gone out this evening, and I'm finished with my chores, I replied with a smile. Robert's smile filled up his face. Here, let me take your coat. The horses keep this place nice and warm. He took my coat and hung it on a nail by the door. Then I followed him up the ladder into the loft. How have you been? I asked as we sat down in the hay. Lonely when you're not around. I have no one to talk to. I tend to the horses all day, so sometimes I talk to them. I rarely see anyone except Marie occasionally, and she's only out here long enough to recite what needs to be done. At least with you around, I know what a human voice sounds like. I'm sorry, Robert, I said sadly. It's okay, Jane. I'm sorry to sound depressed. Don't frown. I'd rather see you smile. I love your smile, he said. I giggled and blushed at his admission. Sometimes it's so hard to smile in this place. He nodded in agreement. No wonder you like that school so much. The classes must be boring, though. How fun could it be to learn about etiquette and manners? It isn't so bad. Some of the classes are interesting, and I made a few friends, I slowly replied. I hoped he didn't ask many questions. I hated lying to Robert. Well, that's great. Tell me about your friends, he said eagerly. I had to be careful. I couldn't tell him about Miguel and Juan because boys wouldn't attend a school to learn manners and table setting. I share a room with Josefina. She was my first friend. She has a bubbly personality and always knows how to make me laugh. She's also very determined and doesn't take no for an answer. Just last week, Josefina said that she was going to make my birthday special, even though I told her it wasn't important. Did your birthday pass already, or is it soon? I'll turn 17 on February 24th, I replied. Honestly, my birthday has never been special, I added. Maybe Josefina's right. Maybe it's past time that you have a special birthday, Robert said, smiling at me. If you would be here on that day, I'd make it special for you. I blushed again. Thanks, Robert. That's so nice of you. My birthday is not that special, and neither I am, I protested. That's not true, Jane, and I hope that deep down you know that. It pains me to hear you speak that way. Continue to tell me about your friends instead, Robert said with a smile. All right, I said with a sigh. Josefina is my closest friend, and I was so lucky to have met her the first day. We have all our classes together. I've also connected with a girl named Lena. She's in her 3rd year at the school, and she knows Josefina's older brother. Lena's extremely nice. Josefina compares Lena to a big sister since she has 2 brothers, I told Robert. It's good to hear that you have people who you've grown close to. At least you can get away from people who make your life miserable, Robert replied. Unfortunately, that isn't true. Even at the Jelf Academy, I'm not liked by everyone. A girl named Betty Ann has been nasty to me since the first day. Do you remember me telling you that my mother had attended the school? My mother was a very good student, and every teacher praised her. They all expect me to be the same, and I think Betty Ann is upset by that. She's constantly insulting me and disrespecting my mother's memory. They ignore her. It seems like jealousy. She's just mad that all the teachers like you. That's not true either. Most of the teachers do like me, but there's one who doesn't at all. I've never done anything to make him dislike me, but he always finds faults with everything I do. I shouldn't be so bothered, because he's mean to everyone, and almost every student is afraid of him. I wonder what happened to make him that way, I said as I pondered Mr. Withermeyer's behavior. I don't know why a teacher would hate you, Robert said, looking thoughtful. But I wouldn't worry, especially if he treats other students negatively. I described the other teachers that I liked, and I told Robert how wonderful Dr. Tweedle was. It was hard to explain everything without giving too much away, so I tried to be as vague as possible. I wished I could tell Robert about my magic, and that there were other people just like me. He probably would think I was abnormal or insane and stop talking to me. I wanted Robert to continue to be my friend, since I needed someone to shine a glimmer of happiness in this terrible house. I had to do what I was told, ironically by both Marie and Dr. Tweedle. In both situations, I would be expelled, whether it was from this house or the Pixie world. Soon, I realized how late it was. I needed to get back to the house before I got in trouble. I bade Robert goodbye and climbed down the ladder. "Thanks for visiting with me, Jane," Robert called down to me as I was putting on my coat. "I do miss you when you're away," he said softly as he shyly ducked his head so I couldn't see his face. "It's always a pleasure to visit you. I miss your company as well. I do wish you could escape this place for a while," I replied. Swinging open the barn door, I walked out into the cold night. A chilly breeze was now blowing. Looking up, I noticed that dark clouds covered the stars and the moon, plunging everything into darkness. A chill went down my spine, making the hair on my neck and arms stand up. I rubbed my arms, trying to shake it off. Halfway to the house, I had a weird feeling pass over me as if I was being watched. It was the same feeling I had gotten before I had met Dr. Tweedle. I glanced around with unease. "Hello? Is anyone there?" I called into the darkness. I received no answer, and I stood very still. My unease grew stronger. Fear rose in my throat, making me feel like I was choking. Something had to be out there in the darkness. I sprinted to the house as fast as my legs would carry me, hoping whatever I had sensed wouldn't catch me. I prayed that I wouldn't stumble and fall. Finally, I made it to the house. Flinging the front door open, I charged inside, slamming the door behind me. I locked it as quickly as my fumbling fingers would allow. My heart was pounding out of my chest, and I rushed up all the stairs to the attic. Adrenaline from fear was coursing through my veins, and I tried to calm down. I didn't know why I felt so scared. Maybe it was the pixie part of me that could sense danger. Or perhaps I had some type of sixth sense that was not related to the pixie blood at all. It was possible that I had imagined the feeling of being watched, but the more I thought about it, the less I could shake the chill that had run down my spine. Something was out there, and I was glad I had not stuck around to see who or what it was. And that, ladies and gentlemen, ends chapter 22 and our reading for tonight. How are we doing on that puzzle? Everyone enjoying the story so far? I hope you are. There's a very interesting few chapters there, actually. Quite interesting indeed. Whoa, what did I just do? Get? What the heck? Let's try that again. Eating the jigsaw puzzle. There we go. Okay. You're doing a good job with that puzzle. I want to see if I can help. Okay. What do we got going on here? Got the border about halfway done. Looks like you're making some headway on some of the other connections. That's good. Okay, here's another side piece. So, IRL, I have my own puzzle going that my wife got me for Christmas. Which I should point out by saying it's a freaking circle. I've never done a circle puzzle before. So, this should be interesting. But I finally got the border completed. I had to search. It's a 1,000-piece puzzle, and I had found almost all of the edge pieces, the circle edge, and I was putting it all together, figuring out where everything goes, and I was missing one piece. I kid you not. So, thankfully, my wife came to help, but we had to sort through the other 900 plus pieces to find the last edge piece. She found it, thankfully, in the pile that she had. So we got the border completed. And because it's a circle puzzle, I had been lucky to find the center piece fairly early on. So we started working, I was trying to think to myself, how do you complete a circle puzzle? Do you do what you do in a box shape and work from the outside and in kind of thing? Like kind of a traditional style approach? Or do you start at the center and work your way out? So I figured since I had the centerpiece, and I had seen some of the other pieces kind of, as I was sorting through, I figured starting from the center might make more sense. So that's what we did. And we got a little ring going. So now it's just slowly finding pieces to work our way out. I'll take a picture and put it in Discord eventually, but my goodness, it is a colossal puzzle. Let me tell you. Who's working on the puzzle? It's just iBlue Wave and myself right now. So, the more eyes and puzzle fingers we can get in here, the better off we'll be, that's for sure. Tricky, tricky, tricky. You know what? I need to resize this for the screen too, because I need to make mine bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it look really small for a moment on screen. Bear with me. That way, I can make it bigger on my screen. And then I can come back to the puzzle here. And we can hide you, because we don't need that. And I can go like this, and we can make it bigger again. And then that way, we can work on it, and you can see it at the same time. And Aranel's going to try and join. Fantastic. Normally I would just end the stream and say, alright, thanks, have a good night, but I don't want to. I want to hang out for a little bit more. I want to be in community with you folks. I don't get to do this kind of stuff every day, so I want to make the most of it, you know? Looks like this piece is going to be about right here, because that's where the wall is. The music is relaxing. The puzzle is relaxing, you know, doing it all. And so I just want to keep enjoying that. Enjoy spending time with you guys and gals, with you folk, peoples. Aranel has joined the party. Welcome to the party. Let's see. I won't ask you guys any questions because it's hard to do a puzzle and type at the same time. This much I know. So instead, I will just talk to you. I don't know if any of you have or have used a racing steering wheel for a PC or for a console, too, for that matter. It doesn't have to be a PC. I've never owned one. No, wait, that's not true. I think I used to have one, like, eons ago. Like, early 20s. Which feels like a long time ago. But I've never had one since. And so I am super excited to finally get my hands on a steering wheel that is decent, for one thing. But one that I can actually pay for without feeling guilty about it. I've mentioned... well, these side pieces are invisible, I swear. The edge pieces. I've mentioned before about having the side hustle stuff, which is, you know, a channel in my Discord if you're curious. But it has been super beneficial for me. I have been able to acquire enough funds to pay for stuff on stream and, like, you know, for Twitch subscriptions and gift subs and stuff like that, which has been great. It's given me the flexibility to do that. And it's also allowed me to purchase the steering wheel. And it's all come out of PayPal because of this side hustle stuff. And I still have money left over. I have the fortunate situation of working from home at a computer and 99% of all this stuff is either done on a computer or on a phone. Some of it can be done using like an iPad or a tablet or whatever. But you know, being in that situation has given me such great flexibility in being able to do this side hustle stuff, and I am so fortunate and super thankful that this kind of opportunity is out there, because it really does open up doors when you have just a little bit of extra money to throw around. And I'm not willy-nilly about it. Haha, last edge piece in place. Like, I'm not wasteful with it. I'm very cognizant. I think cognizant is the right word. About, you know, what the money is being spent on and how it's being used and stuff like that. But it's just, I've never had the opportunity to do something like this, you know? So it's weird and exciting all at the same time for me, because it's new, it's fresh. And I think the main thing that I'm feeling is just excited, I think. I find joy in it, and I find joy in telling other people about it, because I don't want to keep something like this to myself. There's something like this isn't supposed to be a hush-hush kind of thing. It's not a trade secret. You know, it's supposed to be shared. Then I realize some of you are probably like, yeah, but you're oversharing. Stop talking about it. And that's very well could be true. I just want to make sure that you understand that the opportunity is out there. Let's see, do you fit here? Do you fit here? Here? No. I thought... No. Okay, maybe not. But yeah, anyway, like I said, I'm just talking. Here's a gate piece. There we go. There's lots of little gate pieces down here. Trying to work on this this sky. I think it's the sky with the clouds, that kind of thing. There's a lot of different pieces that go to it, but it's hard to find the right connection. When it comes to puzzles, I am a novel puzzleist, amateur at best. I think that's why I like so much of the online approach, because it's a team effort kind of thing. Everyone does their bit, and it just kind of works out. And that's the way, I like it. Most of the time, if I can actually get something to work. was doing a puzzle on someone else's stream not long ago, and there are folks in there that are like, I don't think they have a job. I just think they do puzzles all the time. Because every time I went to go click on something, they had already clicked it. I thought something went in the spot, and, you know, I can hear them in their head going, nope, that doesn't go there, this goes there, click. And, I think I maybe got like, I don't know, 5 pieces in place, while they just went bam, 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 bam. And they did it all. I was like, okay. I will just watch. I don't know why I'm here. You do not need me to help. Tomorrow, by the way, is gonna be super fun. I am taking my wife out for a surprise. Oh wait, this is gonna go like somewhere over here. I have a surprise set up for my wife in the evening. And I am usually terrible about keeping a secret. Like, can't do it. Not happening. But somehow, I've managed to keep my mouth shut about this one, even though she's been nagging me with questions. Like, non-stop every day. Question after question. And I keep changing the subject because I don't want to talk about it. But she is persistent. Let me tell you. She is persistent. But it should be fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I would say more on stream, but on the off weird chance that she might be listening, I don't want to say anything. But I can tell you about the experience that led to me being a terrible secret keeper about, you know, I can keep secrets about other people, not a problem. About someone else's life that doesn't need to be shared, I am. I am Fort Knox. Whoops, I just moved the whole puzzle. I am Fort Knox about other people's stuff, but my own secrets, like surprises specifically, not a chance. So, here's what happened. This was years ago. It wasn't long. I've been working at this company I'm at now for about 10 years, I think. And this was back when you could travel without fear of death, you know, all that good stuff. I was in Florida for a conference, and our anniversary was coming up, which is, our wedding anniversary is 10/20, October 20th. That's why my stream name is Atkinson1020. And I thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun if I just stayed here for a few extra days, like maybe a week or so, and she flew out here and joined me at the end of my conference. And we just made a little, you know, vacation anniversary out of it. And I'm thinking in my head, totally doable. Work paid for me to be here. I only have to cover, you know, one flight, hotel, you know, that's easy, etc., etc. So I, you know, I figured it all out in my head. It was all completely doable. So I set it up. Because the nice thing about my company is it's one of those situations where if you're going to get your work done, great. No one's going to come and pester me about not getting it done. You're kind of left up to your own devices in a way, which is fantastic. I love that kind of work environment. So I booked myself for having time off. I put it on the work calendar. No big deal. Everything's good. I'm on the phone with my wife after all of this, and I'm like, hey, got a trip coming up. You're gonna be, I've already, cleared it with your work. I've got a surprise. Does anyone want to take a guess as to how long I lasted before I told her my own secret surprise for her? I'll give it a few minutes, just so you have a chance to type something in the chat if you want to. Man, I can't find anything to connect to this puzzle. Oh, there we go. Found something. Any guesses at all about how long before I spilled the beans on the surprise? I know you're doing the puzzle, so it's hard to... Okay. On the phone with my wife, I lasted a whole 5 minutes before I told her what I was planning. 5 minutes. That was it. And I should have held on to this secret for a good couple of weeks, at least, before she needed to worry about anything. 5 freaking minutes. That was it. So when I tell you that I've got a surprise for her birthday, and that I've managed to keep it a secret, it's a big deal. Okay? This is no small thing. Especially when she's been hounding me every day for little details. Is it just us? Is there anyone else that's gonna be there? Where are we going? What are we doing? What about the kiddo? Is anyone staying with him? I had to spill the beans about the, childcare thing, because that part was important. I gave her that one, because that helped plan for the next day. But that wasn't really part of the surprise, so it doesn't count. Wow, I picked a doozy of a puzzle, I think. This is driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts. do this to myself? Why? No. No. Phone dying. I'll continue with the puzzle. Retiring the phone. Okay. Go plug it in. You need to keep the phone alive eventually. It's your lifeline. Isn't it funny how once upon a time we didn't need phones. We didn't even know what phones were. I remember when I was a kid, I did a whole go with your dad to work day kind of thing. And cell phones had only just come out. I mean, barely hit the market. You wouldn't even know what a cell phone was, unless you were, like, watching the news or something. And my dad was a prison officer. He was a dog handler. So we were on a lunch break, and one of his co-workers, who admittedly he didn't like that much, is parked across from us, and everyone's out there grabbing their lunch bags and, you know, whatever they brought. And he pulls out this brick. Because if you were around when the first phones came out, they were not small by any means. He pulls out this brick and kind of shows it off a little bit, and he's like, yep, I've had this thing for 3 months and I've only used it about 3 times. And at the time I thought that was kind of cool. You know, I was like, oh, good for you, that was impressive. Whoops, just moved the puzzle. And my dad's like, show off, like, didn't like that at all. But it was in that kind of time frame where phones had only just, you know, cell phones had only just kind of become a thing. Like, no one even knew the terminology of a cell phone, mobile phone. Like, what is that? What foreign language are you speaking to me? But yet, we did life perfectly fine. We managed, right? Nowadays, if you don't have your phone, you're screwed. You are screwed. I wouldn't have a job if it weren't for the technology of phones and computers. Well, I guess I'd have a job. I just wouldn't have this job that I have now. Not in the slightest. But it just makes me think, like, what if all that went away? What would we do? How would we react? Just makes you think. Or at least makes me think. Something else you guys might not know about me is I struggle with colors sometimes. I'm not 100% colorblind, but there is I forget the name of it, but there's like 4 or 5 different colorblind versions, or if you will, for lack of better terminology. And I fit into one of those. I just can't quite remember which one it is. So sometimes puzzles become way more challenging because of that. And my wife, God bless her, I love her to death. She picked the puzzle that is gonna take me forever because of that. There are so many colors on this thing. All it is color. It's just like this circle of twirly movement, and it's all the colors. Like, it's not like a section of blue. Like this puzzle, you've got the building that's one color, the sky is one color, the snowy area is a color. Like, no. It's not like that at all. This thing is just an explosion of color on the page. And I can't even tell you what half the colors are. So, yeah, that's gonna be fun when I start getting further in. And I say fun in more like a, torment my soul kind of fun. So we'll see how it goes, yeah? Okay. Puzzle is a tricky one. I did step up the number of pieces because normally I stick to like 350 to 360 range, whatever they offer, because it depends on the puzzle. But every time I've done that, y'all have completed it in like 45 minutes. And I'm like, wow, okay. So this time I chose somewhere in the 400 range just to give it a little bit more of a challenge. And I'm regretting every minute of that. Stop. I'm only clicking it so I can find the hidden. Anybody else? No. Okay. Looks like there are no more hidden pieces. That fencing is so intricate. It's really hard to tell where pieces stop and start. Anybody in here using the Oculus Quest 2 by chance, out of curiosity. Where is that? Is that the hedge line? Looks like the hedge line. We just got the Oculus not long ago. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. I have to take my time working through it. I'm also very smitten with just the concept of watching something like Netflix on a big movie screen. Or pairing it with my computer and having my desktop be a massive movie screen display. Like, that's kind of fun. Then I can watch a movie as if I were there. It's hard to focus on one section of the puzzle at the time because I keep getting distracted. This gate is doing in my noggin. There we go. The gate is almost done. Missing a piece from the gate. It's bugging me. Koro, you're back. Nice to see you chilling and doing a puzzle. Yes, we finished reading, and we want to finish this puzzle before we're done. We're committed. We're in it. To win it, as they say. Koro, if you want to join in, we could use the extra hands for sure. Exclamation point puzzle. Change the, I didn't think about this before. I should change the stream title, because we're not doing reading fun anymore. I don't know if they have a puzzle option though. Yeah, they do. How about that? Okay. Stream updated. Good deal. I appreciate the invite, but I am preparing to read Final Earth aloud. Again, thank you for the book. I am excited. Hey, glad you got it. I will also be reading my own books on stream eventually. I've got a few more books to get through first. But eventually, I will be reading my own work. And I am nervous, actually. I don't know why. I just am. I just am. So, but yeah, it'll be fine. Like I said, I got plenty of books to go through first before I get to mine. So, no big deal. No big deal. Trees are a bit difficult. Am I currently writing? I'm not, actually. The last thing I wrote was the story, or the startings of the story that you had kind of alpha, beta read for me. And I kind of haven't done anything with it since, to be honest. Nothing major, anyway. Sad to say. Well, not sad to say. I just haven't been in the right headspace to do it. Actually, yes, I am in the United States. That is correct. I assume you saw me add you on Steam. I just took a second to do that while I was trying to figure out this insane puzzle. Oh, I hope a beautiful moment of inspiration sparks. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too concerned. I have 8 books out. I mean, I write because I enjoy it. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, oh, I have to write. I have to do it. I'm only gonna write when I feel like I should, basically. And I just haven't had that feeling. I haven't had that urge yet. I've been enjoying reading other people's stuff right now. And that's been a good fit for me, I think. It's a good landing spot for me at the moment. And if, you know, if that spark returns, I will pick up the electronic pen, so to speak, and get cracking. But until then, I am, as you would say, content. And I'm okay. I am okay with that. Being content is a good place to be. It's awesome. I appreciate the mindfulness. Yeah, I'm glad I could pass that on for you. I'm an open book, so to speak, as the saying goes, so I have no qualms in speaking the truth about why I do or don't do things, or, you know, if I have a change of heart or something like that. Having a change of heart about this puzzle, though. I picked it. I know. It's my fault. Or I chose how many pieces it should be as well. Silly man. We're getting there, though. I, Blue Wave, and Aaron L are carrying us through. I'm just a coincidental helper. Every time I hear that click of pieces fitting together, it's like music to my ears. Figure it out later. I feel like we're so close. And at the same time, so far. Sounds like battle music for a puzzle. Hey. Hey, back. Happy birthday in advance. Well, thank you. What is that? Activate it. Axiom, did you... Did you just do what I think you just did? Sir? Nah, he says. Just act. I'm going. I'm going. Wait, what is this? I'm confused. What did you do? You need to activate it. I thought I did. I went to games and I redeemed a Steam wallet code, right? Or did I? Is that not the place I'm supposed to go? No, okay. The game key. Activate Steam game. Okay, hold on. Where do I go to do that? I feel like a noob right now. Do I go to the store? Do I go to... finish the puzzle. Good job. That was rock. Well done. Hold on, I gotta follow these instructions. Steam store, left side bottom, you will see add a game tab. Okay, hold on. So Steam store. Add a game. Steam code. Alright, so let's paste that. Next. Oh, product already owned. The Steam account already owns the product associated with this activation code. Click Next to proceed installation. So what am I installing? Oh, the Jackbox. You got me the Jackbox Party Pack 3? Axion, you didn't have to do that. I was gonna go check it out. Dude. Thank you, sir. You didn't have to do that. That was so nice of you. Thank you. That was a wonderful birthday gift. That's a blessing. You are fantastic. And now I can play it on Thursday. So I'll announce it in Discord now, but on Sunday we'll do a little bit of reading, and then we'll play Jackbox party games. All thanks to Axion. Thank you so much. That was super kind of you. And this puzzle is Mirabelle Gardens in snow in Salzburg, Austria. So there you go. Not my house. Salzburg, Austria. Good job. Well, that's a wonderful way to end the stream. Thank you so much. We finished the puzzle. We did some reading. We had some good battles on Stream Raiders. And Axion slam dunking at the end, icing on the cake with Jackbox Party 3 gift. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, well, on that blowing away note, let's go find someone to pop over and say hello to. Let me just take a look and see who's on. Mr. Carrington is still on. He's part of the USG team, newest member. He's playing a game right now. He must be done reading. Do you want to do more puzzles? Because the person I stole this idea from is online right now. So, if you want to do more puzzles, there's somebody else that's doing a puzzle that does it better than me. So let's go say hi to her. Rated for mature audiences only. Thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate you. I had a nice night. It was so calming and relaxing. I'm going to sleep after I say hi. No worries. Thank you for your stream. Absolutely. Thank you all for stopping by. Thank you for hanging out with me. And again, Axion, thank you so much for that gift. That was super sweet of you. I appreciate it. I really do. I look forward to cracking open the box on Sunday. And, yeah. So until then, you can't change the world, but you can change the world for someone just like you guys have done for me tonight. Go do that for somebody else, and we'll see you on Sunday.
To buy scrolls to live.
Let your hair down. That's the one, right? Good. Let your hair down. I am going to physically, actually take my hair